For the second time ever, I have given up complaining for Lent. It's real. It's real. The first time I tried this was about a dozen or so years ago. Work was stressing me out. Complaining had become a crutch I leaned on because it's so much easier to find fault in other forces than it is to recognize my own contributions to mishaps. But I didn't feel good being angry or frustrated, feeling guilty if I snapped at someone or got sarcastic, literally hurting from raised blood pressure. I knew that I needed to shift my thinking. So I tried to not complain for 40 days. Here's what I learned. First, what started as an experiment quickly became a sacred practice for me. You see, I thought this would be like New Year's resolutions, kept until only a slip-up happens and then discarded. Instead, when I did slip up, I remembered that this effort was about transforming myself, something vitally important to my being. That's worth another try. I'm worth another try. As many tries as it takes. A sacred practice. And that brings me to the second thing I learned: to show grace. The times that I'd find myself complaining and then thought, why do I keep doing this? What is wrong with me? Were just more complaints. Those thoughts did nothing but make me feel bad about myself. But if I just acknowledged the slip and then changed my thoughts to find solutions and move on instead, well, that was progress. Once I got some practice showing myself grace, extending that to others came naturally. I found less cause to complain because I recognized that whatever tribulations came my way, I likely had caused to someone else another time. Just acknowledge it, adjust, and move on. It took the better part of a month to get to that point, to where my default reaction was less negative, more positive. Less, ugh, why me? I don't have time for this. More, I see. Let's figure out where to go now. Then something magical happened in the last 10 days of Lent. The shift in how I was choosing to react gave me the time and perspective to see beyond myself, to see how my small view is part of the larger world. I stopped seeing myself as moving through the world, instead as being part of the world, all moving in this dance. All people, animals, plants, earth, matter, all feelings and intentions, all creating and decaying and recycling, all those forces pushing and pulling in balance as physics tells us. I caught glimpses of this view prior, but never long enough to really understand. This exercise took me from knowing intellectually that we're all part of a whole, to knowing it experientially, to loving it, really loving it from my core. I had found what is, to me, divine. And so that perspective stayed with me long after Lent was over. Of course, over time, I'd lost sight of my divine, that all-encompassing dance. I've fallen into my old habits. So again, I'm giving up complaining for Lent. But this time I know what I'm looking to find again. And I'm going to keep trying because we are worth it, as many tries as it takes.